Yo guys, what's going on? It's me here, and I'm finally back. Hooray! But yeah, anyways, got a battle here against a person by the name of Glalie. So yeah, this is a pretty old UU battle I have, so yeah. But yeah, anyways, they're the teams. There's my team and there's my opponent's team. Now, the biggest threats I'm looking at from my opponent's side are definitely just gonna be that Azelf, because if it's a nasty plot Azelf, it can definitely, just set up a nasty plot and sweep my team, being able to OHKO and outspeed everything on my team. So I'm gonna have to watch out for that thing. And really, the Kingdom might be problematic, but it doesn't seem too problematic. So yeah. Anyways, in terms of leads, I'm just gonna lead with my Mismangius because I'm thinking that the Azelf might just be a suicide lead or maybe choiced or something. So I'm just gonna lead with my Azelf because for some reason that looked like the best lead at the time. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to the battle. So, like I was saying, I'm gonna lead with my Azelf as my opponent, or I'm gonna lead with my Mismagius as my opponent leads with his Azelf. Now he goes for the U-turn, which tells me that he's probably choiced in some way, and I just go for a Shadow Ball, hoping to kill this thing off. But he brings in the Escavalier, and pretty much I do some damage to it, but I don't do too much damage. But I actually get a Spadef drop, which is pretty nice because now my Hidden Power Fighting will do a pretty nice amount of damage. So I'm just gonna go for that because there's no point in switching out because these things do tend to run the pursuit. So I'm pretty sure he's running it because Escavalier is pretty bad move pool. So he takes me out with the pursuit, which is fine because now I can just bring in my Victini, and I actually thought he would switch into the Kingdra, so I actually go for the U-turn, as he actually ends up predicting this, stays in, and gets off a really heavy hit with the pursuit, but because it's unstabbed and Victini does have some natural bulk, I actually do live it, which is pretty nice. So now I bring in my Swampert here, and I'm going to go for the Earthquake because I know he's going to bring in the Rose Raid, and I kind of want to kill it off just so I can not really have to worry about this thing. But sadly, my Earthquake doesn't kill it off, even though it does a ton of damage. So now I gotta switch out because I don't want to take a grass move. So I bring in my own Rose Raid because the best thing to switch into a Rose Raid is another Rose Raid. So he ends up going for the Sleep Powder, which is fine because I take it pretty nicely. And now I'm actually gonna bring in my Victini, thinking that he might want to go for a layer of Toxic Spikes for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But I bring in Victini as he just goes for the Sludge Bomb and takes out my Victini, which is very unfortunate because now I lose my Victini and it really didn't get to do anything. So pretty much now I'm going to bring in my Weavile, and Weavile is actually a pretty big threat to his team, being able to pretty much one-hit KO or two-hit KO everything on his team with the Admit Life Orb Night Slash. So he brings in Darmanitan, I guess expecting the Ice move, but really Night Slash would have killed either way. And as you can see, that is going to do a ton of damage. Now, I wasn't sure if a Ice Shard would kill, so I switch out into my Hitmontop here, kind of playing it safe, not wanting to lose my Weavile. So he goes for the U-turn here, which is fine because I do take it very nicely. And now he is going to bring in the Azelf, which is a pretty big threat. So I'm actually going to bring in my Swampert because since I'm thinking this thing is choiced, I'm pretty sure he's going to just lock himself into something. So I bring in my Swampert here as he ends up going for the U-turn, or the trick I mean, and tricks me a Choice Scarf, which is fine because really all I kind of wanted to do was get up my rocks. So he gets up his own rocks, which kind of surprised me, and I go for my rocks, so now pretty much he's going to have to go for the Rapid Spin with his Cryogonal if he wants to be able to send in his Darmanitan. So now I bring in my Rose Raid kind of as death fodder because I don't want to switch anything into like a Psychic or anything, but he actually goes for the U-turn, which is perfectly fine, and now he brings in the Cryogonal or whatever, and I'm just going to go for a layer of spikes here because I thought he would, or no, I knew he would go for the rapid spin, and I kind of want to set up a layer of spikes so he'll kind of be forced to rapid spin again. So I set up my layer of spikes, and yeah. But now I see that he's gaining too much HP from the leftovers, so I'm gonna go for the Sludge Bomb to try to take this thing, or not try to take this thing out, try to just bring it down. But he goes for the Ice Beam, and because Rose Raid is a bulky mofo, I actually live it and get off my Sludge Bomb and do bring this thing, around 50%. After leftovers, it's, more a bit whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna leave my Rose Raid and to die because I don't want to switch anything into an Ice Beam because I think this thing actually has some pretty good special attack. So now I'm going to bring in my Hitmontop to pretty much just spin the rocks away because I don't want the rocks up, so yeah, I might as well spin them away. So he goes for a rapid spin of his own, and I go for my rapid spin here, and you know, the rapid spin surprisingly does 14%, which is funny because rapid spin usually does like 1 or 2%, but it did 14% this time. But whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go for the close combat here just to take this thing out or get off damage on whatever. Wow, I can't talk. Or to get off damage on wherever he switches in. He ends up bringing in Rose Raid, and I do kill that thing because Rose Raid's piss poor defenses, and yeah, it's a dead Rose Raid. So now he is going to bring in the Azelf again, still looking very threatening, but I'm just going to go for the Sucker Punch here to try to kill this thing off, as he actually overpredicts and goes for the U-turn. I'm guessing thinking I would switch, but you know, Hitmontop was kind of death fodder. So now he brings in the Kingdra here, and I was very worried about this thing being sub-DD, so instead of going for the Sucker Punch, I decided to go for the Close Combat. And unfortunately, he ends up being special and goes for the Hydro Pump, which means I probably should have Sucker Punched to get off a little bit of damage, but you never can be too safe, right? So now I bring in my Swampert here, pretty much to just, you know, Earthquake him, as he actually sets up a Rain Dance, and that completely scared the crap out of me, because with that Rain Dance up, he can outspeed my Weavile and take it out. But I just go for the Earthquake here, to get off some damage, and he goes for the Hydro Pump now, and he actually misses, and I really don't think that mattered too much, because in the next turn, he goes for another Hydro Pump, and I actually live it, which means that regardless, I probably would have gotten off 2 Earthquakes, and after the Life Orb damage that he took just now, I probably would have killed him off with the second Earthquake or something like that. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. So now he pretty much brings in the Azelf, and he's going to go for the U-turn just to take me out, which is fine, because now I can bring in that big threat, which is my Weavile, and pretty much just sweep the rest of his team. This is going to be an early GG, because everything else on his team is going to die to like Brick Break and Night Slash and Ice Shard. So yeah, that's gonna be a good game. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Add me on Skype so we can talk about stuff. And yeah, hopefully this wasn't too bad. It's been a while since I've done this. So yeah, peace out. See you guys later.